Now let us understand from pen to press. This is all about understanding the publisher's requirements. Now, pen to press. Esteemed scholars and fellow travelers on this intellectual journey, allow me to take you on an adventure, one that begins with the spark of an idea and culminates in the tactile reality of a printed book. The first one is about the abstract blurb with keywords. Now imagine your research a vast landscape. Your abstract is the map that guides your readers through this terrain. It is more than a summary. It is an invitation to explore. And the keywords, they are the spin posts pointing to very heart of your scholarly inquiry. Book content 50 to 250 pages. So you can write your book from 50 to 250 pages. How do you transform your complex, the nuanced research into a book? You dance on a tightrope, balancing the depth with accessibility. Your book content should be substantial yet inviting, a range of 50 to 250 pages that welcomes both seasoned academics and curious minds. Author's short profile. Now, in the author's short profile, you will be telling who are you, the guiding voice behind this work. Your short profile is a handshake. It is nothing but an introduction, a way to say, come, walk with me through these ideas. So we need the author's profile. If you don't have the author profile, you can always send your CV or your resume, that we will change it accordingly. Your short profile will be sent to you for confirmation and it will be published. Photograph. A photograph is more than an image. It is a connection. It's a way to say, this is me and this is my passion. So you need to send a photograph. The photograph will be displayed on the rear page of the book. Title of the book. What is in a name? The world of scholarly publishing. Everything. Your title is the banner that rallies your readers. So it is the question that ignites curiosity, the answer that satisfies, the mystery that lures them in. So the title of book should be catchy, and you need to see that the title is not going to be the same of the other title. Just Google it, you will know better. Volume and edition. If your work is a symphony, then volumes and editions are in movement of variations. So they give shape to your academic composition, guiding the reader through the narrative of your thought process. The volume and edition comes into play only when you have previously published some books, and in addition, if you want to continue further, the volume and edition takes place. Otherwise, it is going to be the first volume and the edition is also the same. Now, foreword is required. So imagine a renowned scholar standing at the door of your book, welcoming readers in. That's what a foreword does. It adds an authoritative voice. It is nothing but an endorsement, a warm introduction to your world of ideas. A foreword is given not by the individual who writes the book, but it is given by the other person who is eminent person in the respective field, not from the same university. It may be from some other university or some other entrepreneurs. After reading a book, they can always give a foreword. Preface. Now here is what you sit down with the readers, perhaps over a cup of tea, and tell them why you embarked on this journey of writing a book, what you discovered along the way, and why they should join you in this exploration. So this is about the preface. So you will be talking about the chapters of your book. And consent for publication, finally the nuts and bolts, the signatures on the dotted line that is going to transform your manuscript into a book. So it is a final handshake, the agreement that sends your ideas out into the world. So dear scholars, you are ready to take your pen and press it to paper to take your ideas and transform them into a living, breathing book. I invite your thoughts, questions, and reflections as we embark on this scholarly adventure together. Now we will explore the life of a book, unraveling its journey from a writer's pen to publication, not only in print but in the digital world as well. The life of a book, unraveling the journey from pen to publication. Esteemed researchers and fellow scholars, as we journey through the exciting landscape of academic writing, let us now explore the life of a book. A life that extends far behind ink on paper, reaching into a virtual corridors of the digital age. Printed copy of the book. Now there is a moment, a tangible, intuitive moment when your ideas become a physical entity. Holding the printed copy of your book is similar to meeting a dear friend you have known in your thoughts but are seeing for the first time. It is a celebration, an achievement, a commencement of a new journey. So we will be giving 10 copies of the book to you. 3 copies to be sent to the national libraries as per the Book Act. Tradition means legislation here. Now as scholars, we don't just write for today. We contribute to the annals of knowledge. And by sending 3 copies to national libraries, we ensure our work lives on, available to future generations of thinkers as well as the learners. Now it is indispensable for us to send 3 copies of book to the national libraries and get your book endorsed by the national libraries. Landing page URL. In our digital age, a book life extends into cyberspace. So the landing page is the virtual front door welcoming readers from across the globe. It's when curiosity meets accessibility when your book begins its virtual life. Next is about the book page URL. So beyond the landing page lies the book very own digital room, the book page URL. Here the readers can dwell into summaries, reviews and insights, getting to know your book in an intimate virtual space. Next is about download book partial URL. A taste, a glimpse, a teaser. The partial download URL is going to offer a sneak peek into our world of ideas. It is an appetizer, whetting the intellectual appetite of the potential readers. It will induce them, it will persuade them to buy your book. DOI, Digital Object Identifier. Now think of the DOI as the digital fingerprint of your book. Unique, and it is going to be permanent. It ensures that your work is easily locatable and citable, strengthening its place in the academic ecosystem. Now linking to the ORC ID for indexing. Integration with ORC ID furthers the research of your book, connecting it with your broader academic profile. So it is a networking tool linking your book to you and to the scholarly community. Now the life of a book is a rich and multifaceted journey. It's born from the spark of an idea, growing through the pages of ink and thrives into a virtual world. Whether it is quiet halls of a national library or the bustling pathways of the internet, your book takes on a life of its own, reaching minds, touching hearts, and contributing to the grand tapestry of the human knowledge. So this is all about the life of a book, unraveling the journey from pen to publication. Academic book publishing and overview. Now, this academic book publishing refers to the specialized process of publishing the scholarly books, especially it should be so scholarly, typically written by the scholars or the academicians as well as the professionals in a particular field of study. So these books contribute to the body of knowledge in a field, providing the in-depth analysis of topics, comprehensive research findings, or scholarly augmentation. Now, here are some of the key characteristics of the academic book publishing. Research-based content. Now, the academic books, they are grounded in rigorous research. They present the original research findings or they engage in-depth analysis of the existing research. So they often contain extensive bibliographies and references demonstrating a thorough review of the existing literature. So as a scholar, you have the opportunity to explore, especially the review of literature, where you have the wonderful opportunity of creating a book, especially focusing towards the review of literature that will guide you the extensive path of bringing your pertinent knowledge, that you are going to narrow it down and you are going to write that in a detailed process, and you are going to state what is the lacuna that you have faced so far and what is the idea or the need for the research that is existing, and you can derive your objectives out of that. So this is something about the totally research based content and the target audience. Now the academic books are generally intended for a specialized audience that include especially for the researchers, professors as well as for the students and professionals within the specific field. And peer review. So when we talk about the peer review, unlike other types of book publishing, academic book publishing often involves a peer review process. Before a book is accepted for the publication, it is reviewed by the other experts in the field who assess the quality, originality, and rigor of the research, as well as its contribution to the field. Supposing if the book is written as a monograph, the review is going to be taken by the chief editor as well as the other senior editors of the publication company. Supposing if it is going to be an edit. Now let us see the unpacking the need for academic book publishing. Fostering local research. Now the academic publishing encourages and gives voice to local researchers, especially we have discussed the local researchers, always they can write about the review of literature or the holistic content of their research in a different form, providing them with a platform to share their findings, analysis as well as the insights. So this is crucial for nurturing India's academic community. Global recognition and pushing academic books helps Indian researchers to gain the global recognition as well as the respect. It puts the Indian scholarship on the global stage, fostering exchange and collaboration with the international peers. So when the book is going to appear online and somebody is so interested in reading your book, when the book is sent across the globe, especially when you are going to share the PDF of your book, if it is required, or they are asking the e-copy of a book, if you are going to share to them, they will gain a lot of insights from your book and it can be cited too. Knowledge dissemination. Academic books plays a crucial role in disseminating the knowledge. Knowledge is going to be so indispensable, and disseminating that knowledge is going to be effective across the globe, informing policy decision, educational content and societal development. Cultural preservation and advancement. So India has a rich and diverse culture, heritage. Academic publishing, it can aid in preserving, exploring and advancing this across various fields including history, linguistics, philosophy and more. Educational resources. So there is a significant need for the high quality, locally relevant textbooks and educational resources within India. Academic book publishing can help meeting this particular demand. Economic impact. The academic book publishing sector, they can contribute to the Indian economy, generating jobs as well as the income. Because the academic book publishing sector, I believe that there are so many people who are involved as an editor, copyright content editors. So there are so many job opportunities are there, especially for the academic publishing. Especially all of us, we are aware about the Scopus and Web of Science. You will not know how many of them are involved in this for publishing that content, promoting the original thought. Always we have to think something out of box. And this publishing, it promotes the original thinking that includes the innovation as well as the progress, all of which are going to be vital for countries' intellectual growth and development. So this is all about the unpacking the needs for academic book publishing. Now we are going to discuss about from ink to impact, how book publication benefits your career and beyond. Now, as per the UGC notification, page number 105, you can always refer to this. The references are given at the footnote. So, an author will get 12 points if the author is going to publish a book by an international publisher. So when we say international publication, you have to be very careful when publishing your book, because some of the predatory publishing house, they may cheat you and say that the ISBN that carries belongs to the international publication. Or they may have some bogus address internationally and they will say that they have published your book internationally. So always you have to keep in track and you have to check with your references, your friends, your scholars, professors who are involved in this process, who have already been successful in publishing through the international publisher. You may always go ahead with the international publisher if you want to gain 12 points, supposing you are an assistant professor, associate professor, or a professor in the respective college as well as the university. So I always encourage you to write a book internationally. But at first, an author will get 10 points if the author is going to publish a book by the national level publisher. There is no a significant points difference that you can find, that you are going to have only 2 points difference. But it is okay to publish your book with the national publisher, because we have to start at a point where you can publish your book nationally. And the national publisher, if you are publishing the book, always it has to be published. 3 things that we have to bear in mind. Already I said that it should be online, that is the landing page of the book page, as well as the downloadable content and the DOI. So 4 things are essential that you have to check with the national publisher. And an author will get 5 points if the author publishes a book chapter in an international book by an international publisher. So it is going to be similar for the national publisher also. The book chapter is nothing but you are not going to write a book. You are going to write a chapter that may contain some 10 to 20 pages. And if it is accepted by the particular editor, your chapter will be published in that particular book. There will be so many chapters, maybe from 10 or 15 or 20 chapters in a edited book. And an author will get 8 points if the author becomes an editor. Editor in the sense, already I said that it is going to be your supervisor or some other professors who are in that field for so many years. They can call for an edited book, or a publishing house can call for an edited book of a national level edited books published by a national publisher. So these are all the references. Already you can see these references from the UGC, the number of points that you are going to get if you are going to publish a book, a monograph, or a textbook, or an edited book. And this is all about the ink to impact, how book publication is going to benefit your career and beyond. Now let us understand the rudimentary concept of this ISBN, International Standard Book Number. Now I want to shed light on the fundamental aspect of the book industry that often goes unnoticed, the International Book Number, or ISBN. This unique numerical identifier They serve as a beacon of the order of the organization amidst the vast sea of books that grace our libraries, bookstores, and digital platforms. The purpose of the ISBN is very simple but yet profound. It provides a standardized method of identifying and cataloging the books, making it very easier for the publishers, that includes the booksellers, the libraries, and readers like yourself to locate and reference specific titles. In this digital age, where the information is abundant and diverse, the ISBN acts as a guiding star, enabling us to navigate the literary landscape with precision. Each commercially published book is typically assigned by ISBN by its publisher before it takes the rightful place on the shelves. This identifier, whether a 13-digit number since 2007 or a 10-digit number prior to that, is more than just a random assorted of digits. It is a well-structured code, carefully divided into the distinct parts, each carrying valuable information about the book publisher, the country of its publication, and its specific edition as well as the format. The ISBN they plays a pivotal role in the intricate workings of the book industry. It acts as the thread that weaves together the various stakeholders, ensuring a smooth flow of books from creation to consumption. Booksellers and libraries, they always rely on ISBN to accurately identify and track books within the vast collection. Now, the streamlined process, it facilitates the efficient book ordering that includes the inventory management and distribution, enabling us to access the books that we desire with ease. But if not just the booksellers and libraries who benefit from the ISBN, you, the readers, are at the heart of its purpose. When you embark on the literary quest, seeking a particular book amidst the countless options, now this ISBN becomes your trusted companion. By simply entering this unique identifier, you unlock a world of precise information, including that you find the exact edition you seek. Whether it is a hardcover, or it is going to be a paperback, or ebook, or with an audiobook, the ISBN empowers you to navigate the vast ocean of the literature and pinpoint the literary treasure you are going to desire. It is essentially to recognize that different formats or edition of a book often have the different ISBNs. This subtle distinction allows us for the precise identification and cataloging of each specific version of a book. Whether it is the hardcover edition adorning your coffee table or the e-book nestled with your digital library, the ISBN is going to capture the uniqueness of each iteration, ensuring that no literary gem is overlooked or misplaced. So to conclude this slide about the ISBN, ISBN always stands as a testament to the power of organization and standardization within the book industry. It serves as a lifeline. It is going to connect the publishers, booksellers, as well as the libraries and readers in a unified pursuit of knowledge and literary exploration. So with the ISBN as our guiding star, we can always navigate the vast universe of books with confidence and clarity, fostering a culture of discovery and intellectual enrichment. This is all about the ISBN, the International Standard Book Number. Now let us understand what is DOI. I would like to draw your attention to a remarkable digital innovation that has revolutionized the way we access and reference these digital resources, the Digital Object Identifier, or we simply call DOI. So this unique alphanumeric string serves as a beacon of the accessibility, persistent, and precision in the vast realm of digital objects that shape our academic landscape. At its core, a DOI is a distinctive identifier that provides a permanent link to a digital object. Just as a fingerprint is unique to each individual, a DOI is singularly assigned to a specific design resource, ensuring its traceability and long-term accessibility. So now let us take a moment to envision an example. 10.1007 slash 9783 319 69953 05, a digital object identifier for a thought-provoking chapter within a book. Now, this string serves as a virtual address leading us directly to the digital object in question, transcending any changes in its physical location. And one of the key strengths of this DOI lies in their persistence. Despite the ever-evolving nature of the digital landscapes, a DOI, it always remains functional, ensuring that the digital object it references is accessible over time. Think about all the research paper that bears the DOI. They retain their accessibility even if the hosting websites undergoes changes or the modification. So this invaluable trait guarantees the longevity and continuity of digital resources, fostering a culture of preservation as well as the uninterrupted access. And another notable advantage of the DOI lies in their role, especially when you take in terms of citability. So these unique identifiers enable precise and standardized citation of the digital resources with academic literature. Now let us consider following an example. Smith, J within bracket 2022 dot the importance of DOIs, Journal of Research, 10.1234 slash JR dot 2022 dot 123456. Now, with the aid of the DOIs, researchers can accurately reference and attribute digital resources, providing a solid foundation for the intellectual discourse and advancement of knowledge. Furthermore, DOI possess a remarkable ability to resolve to context seamlessly. Now, by simply clicking on a DOI, we are instantly transported to a specific digital object being referenced, irrespective of the hosting website. Imagine the convenience of effortlessly accessing the full text of a research paper or exploring the depths of a digital archive with a single click. DOI eliminates the barrier of multiple platforms, ensuring a smooth and uninterrupted journey towards the knowledge discovery. So it is worth highlighting that DOIs are not limited to specific disciplines or field of study. On the contrary, these unique identifiers find utility across the various domains, facilitating the access to diverse array of digital objects. For instance, DOI can be accessed to data sets, ensuring the proper citation as well as fostering access to crucial research data. So by embracing the DOI, we bridge disciplinary boundaries, promoting interdisciplinary collaboration and enhancing the reach of the digital resources. And to ensure the uniqueness as well as for the accountability, DOI are assigned with the prefixes that indicates the responsible publisher as well as the organization. So these prefixes add an additional layer of reachability, and traceability, assuring users that the DOI is associated with a specific entity. For instance, 10.1038 is a well-known prefix employed by the esteemed publisher named Nature. So this practice ensures that each DOI is going to be distinctive, thereby avoiding any confusion or duplication. So a digital object identifier, or DOI, they represents an extraordinary breakthrough in the realm of digital accessibility and scholarly referencing. So with its unique alphanumeric string, a DOI acts as a virtual key, unlocking the doors to a vast world of digital objects. Now its adaptability to provide the persistent links enable the precise citation, resolves directly to contact, and cater to multidisciplinary usage sets it apart as an invaluable tool for researchers, scholars, the avid learners like yourself. So let us celebrate the DOI as a beacon of the accessibility, the free flow of your knowledge, and promoting the preservation of the digital resources. As we embrace the power of DOI, we propel ourselves into a future where the barriers to knowledge are dismantled. And this is all about the DOI. And we have to know about this because this is going to ensure that just by a click of a button, automatically it takes whether it is going to be a paper or a book. Because often the publishers, they used to change the URL, because if they want to develop the website, or if they are going to hand over their company to another company, they may not have the similar contact or the URL. So they'll be changing. So indefinite of their change of the landing page or the book page, this particular DOI will never change. So what they will do is they will submit this to the concerned DOI again for the new URL, and automatically it is linked. So this DOI, it is going to be indispensable for any scholarly publishing, whether it is a paper or a book. This is all about the DOI. Now let us understand what is DOI web deposits. So many of them, they used to ask me how this DOI web deposit happens, because they just think that it is an URL, how they connect, and automatically how it reaches the perfect page of the book or the journal. Now this is the question all about. So it's DOI, all of us, we need to be aware that it is a separate organization. It is like a trust that is taking care of all the intellectual property of the individual, especially the books. That includes the DOI, includes the web page also, or a book or a journal or anything it may be. So now how they will deposit this. So for example, the publisher, they may have the access, or they have to go through some other agent for publishing the thing through the DOI web deposits. So the DOI web deposits are nothing but all the meta tags or the keywords, especially who is the author, the publisher, the publishing company, the day published, or the month and the year published, the edited volumes, all the holistic details that they will ask for the publisher to submit. Now they will select either the data type, what sort of data type, whether it is a journal or it is a book or it is a conference proceeding or a report, or it may be a dissertation like yours, or it may be a crossmark policy page, a thesis, LML file, beta, supplemental, metadata, all. There are so many things that you can submit as a divide, including your web page. Now the thing is, they will ask whether it is, first thing is, the drop down menu will ask whether it is an edited book or a journal or book or conference. So we have to give the appropriate details, and we have to give the complete title as well as the abstract. So this is why, see, certain books that may not carry an abstract, it is so dangerous, because the abstract is the only thing the giving the holistic idea about the book. So it is going to tell what is the that complete thing of the book along with the keywords. Why we need such keywords that we have to use? Because with the scholars, when they are going to search, they will always search with the help of the keywords. Now, if there is going to be a meta tag, if they are going to search in terms of the keyword and the web page, see what we see before it is not. As we have the webmaster tools, where the webmaster tools, they will always, you can submit the concerned page, including the keywords. There are so many intricate other things that you have to read in the Google Webmaster Tools in detail to know about this process, the hits and buts, and how it appears in the first or second page of the Google or any other web browsers. And especially we have to give the abstract as well as the keyword. Then first thing is the URL, the unique research locator of your book, or the book page that we are talking about, the book page where we are going to display the cover page of the book, including the abstract, including the keywords, the name of the authors, the number of pages, or the amount of the book, or the price of the book, and all other details. For example, some of them they may give, in addition to the abstract and keywords, they may also give the references and a button to download the sample page of the book. Supposing if it is going to be a ebook, the complete book has to be or can be downloaded. And always we have an option for giving the ORC ID for the publisher. So I request all the scholars to create an ORC ID, because it becomes mandated, especially when we are going to deposit the DOI for the web deposit. So we are going to study something about the ORC ID, why we have to create the ORC ID in the upcoming slide. And we have to include the author's name, their organization or the university or the other details in the DOI web deposit. In addition to that, who is the publisher, ISBN, whether it is an EISBN or the printed ISBN, the date of date and month and year of publishing, all the details. When we submit, automatically the process, it will be in the form of XML file that the publisher will be receiving. And in addition to that, there are so many other intricate details but I just want to give you the clear-cut picture, because people, when they think about what is DOI, they need to know how it is getting deposited. So this is all about the DOI web deposit. Now I would like to introduce you to an innovative system that has revolutionized the way we identify and recognize the individual researchers and contributors in the vast realm of academia, the Open Researcher and Contributor ID, or simply we can say ORC ID. This unique identifier system serves as a beacon of clarity and cohesion, bridging the gaps between the research databases and system while ensuring that researchers receive the credit they deserve. And at its core, ORC ID is more than just an identifier. It represents a non-profit organization of the same name that administers this remarkable system. The ORC ID organization, driven by a mission to provide a universal and persistent identification solution, fosters collaboration and enables the researchers to showcase their work on a global scale. On the key strength of this ORC ID lies in its global and interdisciplinary nature. Used across many disciplines worldwide, the ORC ID brings together the researchers from the diverse field of study. So it acts as a unifying force, facilitating the seamless integration between the various research database as well as the systems. And regardless of the geographical boundaries or the nature of research, this ORC ID serves as a common language that transcends disciplinary silos, fostering interdisciplinary collaboration and knowledge exchange. The ORC ID identifier itself is a persistent digital identifier assigned to the individual researchers, ensuring the consistency throughout their careers. So it remains intact even if the researchers changes their name or transition to a different institutional affiliation. This remarkable feature guarantees that the body of work attributed especially to a researcher remains accessible and traceable, enabling the accurate tracking and contributions and achievements over time. And one of the most remarkable aspects of this ORC ID is that the registration is entirely free for researchers. And by simply registering, the researchers can obtain their unique ORC ID identifier, unlocking a world of opportunities and connection within the academic community. So this commitment to accessibility ensures that researchers, regardless of any financial constraints, can fully participate in the recognition and dissemination of their work. The integration capabilities of this ORC ID are truly remarkable. The identifier seamlessly integrates with numerous institutions, publishers, as well as the databases, allowing researchers to showcase their body of work in a comprehensive and easily discoverable manner. Through this integration, the attribution of research outputs become more efficient, accurate, and streamlined, ensuring that the researchers receive the credit they deserve for their contribution. And you always have the privacy control is a paramount aspect of this ORC ID. Researchers have the complete autonomy over the information associated with their ORC ID record and the visibility of that information. They can always decide who can access their profile and determine the level of detail they wish to share. So this empowering features allows researchers to maintain control over their personal data when benefiting from the advantages that the ORC ID offers. So by employing the ORC ID identifiers, we eliminate the ambiguity and confusion that can arise from the researchers sharing similar names or experiencing name changes due to various circumstances such as marriage. ORC ID serves as a reliable and unique identifier, enabling accurate attribution and recognition of researchers' contribution. So this clarity eliminates the barriers to accurate identification and ensures that the right researchers receives the right acknowledgement they deserve. The ORC ID identifier system represents a groundbreaking development in the academic community. Its global reach, interdisciplinary nature, and persistent digital identification enable the researchers to transcend boundaries, connect with collaboration, and gain recognition of their contribution. So with the ORC ID, the barrier to accurate attribution and collaboration are dismantled, fostering a culture of transparency, collaboration, and intellectual growth. Let us celebrate the power of ORC ID as an invaluable tool in the world of academic research. By embracing the identifying system, we empower the researchers, bridging disciplinary gaps and pave the way for a future where collaboration, recognition, and discovery flourish. This is all about the ORC ID. So, as I was narrating you the details about the ORC ID in the initial stages of this workshop, probably you would have seen the ORC ID. You have to sign in to the ORC ID for the first time by giving all the credentials at first, and it is free of cost. You can give all the credentials, and thereafter it is very easy for us to include all the details. So painfully we need not include all the details, where we need to give either automatically or manually you can add. For instance, if the publisher, maybe the journal publisher or the book publisher, when they are configuring and they are submitting the DOI details as shown in the previous slide, if they are going to include your ORC ID when you are submitting that details of your ORC ID to the publisher, immediately they'll be adding in the respective fields of the ORC ID, and they ensure that you will get an automatic email to you, and when you by the click of the button, automatically it adds up in your ORC ID. Supposing if the publisher, if you are not sharing the ORC ID and you have not created one at that particular point of time, you need not worry at all, because there is always an option. If you go to the ORC ID and if you are going to sign in to your particular ORC ID, and if you are going to have your DOI, just copy that and paste it in the place holder where you have to place the DOI, and just you have to click the button. So automatically, wherever immaterial in whichever the web page your content is there, the complete details are extracted from that page and it appears like this. You can see understanding the data science ALMI and DL. So for example, this is the one you can always see how it is extracted with all the author details, the DOI, and about the contributors. Similarly, if it is going to be an edited book or edited volume, it may have an ISBN as well as the ISSN. You need not worry about that. You need to just add include that DOI, and automatically it fetches all the information from the relevant Scopus or Web of Science or whatever the thing it may be, even a book publishing, it is going to fetch all the details and it will be presented in the ORC ID. So when somebody is asking about your scholarly publication, I think that most of you will be sharing your Google Scholar. See, Google Scholar normally, even if the predatory publishing, if they have the perfect line of approach, automatically it appears in the Google Scholar and somebody is citing, that's okay, it's fine. But here the ORC ID, when I talk about this ORC ID, when you are going to share this link, it is very clear that automatically if you don't have the proper DOI, what is about the scholarly publishing, automatically if supposing if it is getting indexed through DOI, it will show that it is indexed through DOI. If it is indexed through Elsevier or Web of Science, automatically it will show it is from the Elsevier as well as the Web of Science. So this one, it's one of the valuable thing that we have to need to understand, that immaterial of your change or the databases. And so many scholars, when they used to talk to me, they used to ask, sir, the thing is, we have published in this name, I have prefixed in the first one, suffixed in the next one, but it is not appearing. So anything, whatever the problem or the issue it may be, if you just catch hold of the DOI and you are going to input in this, automatically it fetches up the record. Under one umbrella, you can see all your scholarly publication. So this is all about the ORC ID, which we have seen the previous slide, and just an experimental thing that I am just showing how it is appearing when you are going to add your DOI. This is all about the ORC ID as an explanation that you always need to know how it is getting indexed. Let us see about the beyond the cover, unraveling the anatomy of a book. Title page. Now this title page includes the book title, author's name, publisher's name, and sometimes the publication date and the edition information. Next comes the copyright page. And the copyright page contains copyright information, including the copyrighted symbol, the year of publication, the author's name, and publisher's information that includes the ISBN and any other legal notices. The legal notices that includes that whether the image that you have taken, it's done by yourself or you have given the credit to the concerned a person who has created the image or the notes or anything else. And the table of contents. The table of content, it is going to provide an organized list of the book's chapters, the sections, and the major headings along with their corresponding page numbers. Foreword. So we have discussed this before. The foreword is an introductory section written by someone other than the author. So it often provides the insights, the endorsements, or it is going to be something like a marketing thing, because somebody says in depth by studying your book in depth and analyzing the factors or critically acclaiming certain things, and they feel so happy about the way you have written. And if they are in the pinnacle of success, if that person is going to talk something about your book, it is going to be so great. So they are the context about the book content or author. Preface. Now the preface is a section written by the author or the editor that explains the purpose, including the background or motivation behind the book. It may also acknowledge the individuals or the institution that contributed to the work. Next part is the introduction. So the introduction sets the stage of the book by providing an overview of its subject matter, the goal, and scope. It may also outline the structure and organization of the book. Main text as well as the chapters. Now the main text contains or it consists of chapters or sections where the core context of the book is presented in a logical and sequential manner. Each chapter focuses on a specific topic or aspect related to the book subject. And the last one is the conclusion. So the conclusion is going to summarize the main points and the arguments discussed in the book, often offering a final perspective of recommendations related to the subject matter. And appendices. Appendices contain supplementary, or it called the supportive information that is relevant to the main text but not essential for understanding the core content. Example, the appendices, it may include data tables, charts, diagrams, or any additional explanations. Glossary. The glossary is a list of terms and their definitions used in the book. It helps to the readers understand a specialized or unfamiliar vocabulary. You may or you may not add the glossary, but supposing if you are going to add, it is going to be an additional input. The last one is the bibliography or the references. And the bibliography or the reference section lists the sources cited or consulted by the author. Now it is going to provide the information about the works referenced in the book, allowing the readers to explore further or in order to verify the information. Then you have the index. The index is an alphabetical list of keywords, names, and the concepts mentioned in the book, along with the page numbers where they can be found. It serves as a useful tool for readers to locate specific information. So this is all about the beyond the cover, unraveling the anatomy of a book. Now let us understand the book of all sizes, the story behind the dimensions. We will briefly unravel the mysteries behind the sizes of books that you may often encounter, whether in libraries, bookstores, or your personal collections. Demi, 5.5 into 8.5 inches or 5.25 into 8 inches. So think of the demi as the petite delicacy in a gourmet meal. These are often novels, textbooks, or non-fiction works that you can easily carry with you. They are similar to your personal notebook you might slip into your bag. The second one is the double demi, that we call this as a 6 into 9 inches or 5.5 into 8.5 inches. Now imagine a slightly larger serving on your plate. The double demi is a favorite for fiction as well as for the non-fiction, a size that offers more space for the author's words, much like an artist might prefer a large canvas. A third one is about the crown, 5 into 7.75 inches or 5.25 into 8 inches. Now, crown size books are like elegant sonnets in the world of poetry, a bit more compact than the double demi. They're well suited for novels, poetry collections, and literary works. It is the poetic size, one might say. The last one is US trade. 6 into 9 inches or 5.5 into 8.5 inches. Now the US trade is the standard in the book world, like the trusty main course in a fine dining experience. Diverse and universal, it is a site that accommodates various genres from fiction, from non-fiction, that includes the academic and research publication. So in the essence, these sizes are more than mere the dimensions, so they represent the unique character and purpose of each book. They are like different clothing sizes tailored to fit the content and the reader's experience. So these are all the details about the book of all sizes, the story behind the dimensions. Now from idea to ink, selecting the perfect content of your book. Selecting the content of your book depends on the genre, audience, and purpose of the book. Now here are some of the general steps that can guide you. Identify your audience. Understand who your readers are and what they are interested in. If you are writing a children's book, for instance, your content would be quite different from a technical manual or a textbook. Choose a topic or theme. Now, depending on your audience, choose a topic or theme that resonate with them. Make sure it is something you are passionate about and knowledgeable in, as this will came across in your writing. And about the research, do thorough research on your topic or theme. So this will help you provide insightful as well as authentic content. Research could involve reading other books, interviewing experts, or using online resources. Create an outline. So outline your book before you begin writing. This will give you a roadmap and make the writing process easier. It also allows you to see the bigger picture and ensure that your content remains coherent as well as logical. And decide on a structure. Now consider how you want to organize your book. This could be chronologically or thematically or in any other structure that suits your content. And write, review, and refine. Start writing, but be prepared to review and revise your work. Writing is a process of your first step draft won't be so perfect. All of us, we know about this. So don't be afraid to cut content which is going to be redundant, that isn't working, and to add new content wherever necessary. Get feedback. So share your contents with others for feedback, especially your supervisor, your professors, or anyone else. Choose individuals who are part of your target audience, as well as those who might have a different perspective. Now, there are so many things that we have to consider, that including the visual elements that you have to take care. You have to include all any other extras if applicable. So this is all about from idea to ink, selecting the perfect content of your book. Now, I would like to address a topic of utmost importance in the realm of academic integrity: plagiarism. Plagiarism is a grave offense that undermines the very foundation of intellectual pursuit, and it is vital that we understand its various forms and consequences in order to uphold the principles of originality and ethical scholarship. Now let us begin by defining plagiarism. Plagiarism occurs when one uses another person's work or ideas without proper attribution or permission. It involves the act of presenting someone else's intellectual contribution as one's own, a practice that is both unethical and determined determinal to the pursuit of knowledge. There are different types of plagiarism that we must be aware of. The first is direct plagiarism, which involves the copywriting someone else's work verbatim without providing appropriate quotations or the citations. So this act of replication without acknowledgement is a clear violation of academic integrity. Another form of plagiarism is mosaic plagiarism, also known as patch writing. So in this case, one copies from a source but changes a few words or phrases without providing proper citation. Although some may consider this a subtle alteration, it still constitutes plagiarism because the original author's work is not appropriately recognized. Accidental plagiarism is yet another type we should be mindful of. It occurs when individual unintentionally fail to cite the sources correctly due to the ignorance or simple oversight. While accidental, it is crucial to acknowledge that even unintentional plagiarism has consequences and should be avoided through diligent citation practices. Lastly, self-plagiarism is a form that involves reusing one's own previous work in a new context without proper citation. So while it may seem paradoxical, so this act is still considered plagiarism because it fails to give the credit where it is due, even if the author is the same. To navigate the gray areas of utilizing others' ideas, we turn to the concept of paraphrasing. So this paraphrasing involves expressing the ideas of someone else in our own words while providing proper credit. So it is a legitimate and essential practice in academic writing, allowing us to incorporate the thoughts of others into our work while maintaining the ethical standards. Now, giving credit to authors is of utmost importance in academic discourse. Now, it serves as several critical purposes. First, it acknowledges and honors the effort, time, and creativity of the original author, ensuring their contributions are recognized. Secondly, it upholds the intellectual property rights, respecting the ownership and value of the ideas in the scholarly community. Lastly, giving credit to the authors, it fosters an environment of trust, honesty, and collaboration, strengthening the foundation of the academic integrity. To give credit to others, we rely on the proper citation practices, depending upon the academic or the publication requirements. Citation styles, as we discussed earlier, such as the APA, MLA, Chicago, Vancouver, or Bibliotext, and some other provides the specific guidelines for attributing the ideas and sources appropriately. Adhering to the citation styles demonstrates our commitment to acknowledging the intellectual heritage that precedes of our own work. And visual representation can enhance our understanding of this critical topic. Consider using relevant icons or images alongside each type of plagiarism and each main section. For instance, a book image can symbolize the concept of plagiarism. Different shapes can represent the types of plagiarism. A speech bubble can signifies the paraphrasing, and a certificate or ribbon can symbolize giving credit to authors. So these visuals will engage and reinforce the importance of responsibility scholarship. Now, plagiarism poses a significant threat to the integrity of the academic pursuits. And by understanding its various forms, embracing paraphrasing as its legitimate practice, and giving credit to authors through proper citation, we ensure that our work is grounded in ethical principles and respect for the intellectual contributions. So let us commit ourselves to upholding the values of originality, honesty, and intellectual integrity as we contribute to the collective body of knowledge. And by doing so, we not only safeguard the integrity of our scholarly pursuits, but also honor the intellectual heritage that has shaped and enriched our academic community. So let us promote a culture of originality, respect, and collaboration, fostering an environment where ideas can flourish and intellectual progress can thrive. As we embark on our academic journeys, let us remain vigilant against the temptation of plagiarism. Let us remember that our own growth and development as scholars is best achieved through the ethical exploration and integration of the existing knowledge. By giving credit where it is due and engaging in responsible scholarship, we contribute to the integrity and advancement of our respective field. So together, let us stand in our commitment to academic integrity, ensuring that our work is a testament to our genuine efforts and our dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. By adhering to the principles of the proper attribution, citation, and responsible use of others' work, we pave the way for a brighter future, one where intellectual honesty, originality, and ethical scholarship flourish. Let us be the guardians of knowledge, protectors of intellectual integrity, and advocates for responsible scholarship. So, by embracing these principles, we strengthen the foundation of the academic excellence and contribute to the collective progress of humanity. This is all about the writing with integrity, plagiarism, paraphrasing, and the art of giving credit. Mapping the academic landscape, citations, references, bibliography, and bibliography. Number one, citation. Citation is a way of giving credit to individuals for their creative and intellectual works that you reference to support your research. It can be used to locate particular sources and avoid plagiarism. Most often, it is formatted in various styles that includes APA, MLA, and Chicago, among others. Citation typically include the author's name, date of publication, title of work, and where it was published. References or references of a reference list is a detailed list of all the sources that you have directly cited in your work. Each entry usually contains the author's date, title of the work, and publication information or URL. So a reference list is included at the end of your work. Bibliography. Bibliography is similar to a reference list, but it includes all the sources you consulted in your research, whether it were cited directly in your text or not. It provided a detailed account of the progress of your research. Like a reference list, bibliography entries usually contain the author's date, title of the work, and publication information or URL. Bibliography. So a bibliography is a list of websites that you have used as sources in your research. It is a type of bibliography, but it specifically includes resources found on the internet. Like the previous lists, entries usually include the authors or editors, date of publication or update, title of the site or pages, and URL. Remember that the specifics of how each of these should be formatted can vary depending upon the style guide you are using, like APA, MLA, Chicago style. So make sure to check the rules for the particular styles you are using to ensure accuracy. So this is all about the mapping, the academic landscape, citation, references, bibliography, and bibliography. Now we are coming to the fag end of our publication workshop, especially for the books. So in perfect sequences, mastering the art of book arrangement. Arranging the content of your book is a crucial step in the writing process. It helps to create a logical flow of information, making it easier for your readers to understand and engage with your material. Here is a general guide on how to do it. Identify the main points, chapters. Break your book down into main points or chapters. These will be the pillars of your book and should each represent a significant topic or a part of your overall theme. Now develop an outline. So create an outline for your book that includes each main point or chapter and what you intend to cover in it. You can also outline the subpoints with each chapter at this stage. Arrange your chapters logically. The order of your chapters should reflect a logical progression of your ideas or events. So this could be chronological, thematic, or another sequence that suits your book purpose. For a non-fiction book, you might start with a fundamental concept and progress to more complex ones. For a novel, you can always arrange the chapters in order for a story events. Next is balancing your chapters. How you are going to balance your chapters. So try to balance the length and depth of your chapters. While not all chapters need to be the same length, significant imbalances might distract or confuse your readers. Consider the transitional elements. So think about how you will transition between the chapters or the section. Now the smooth transition that can help to maintain the flow of your book and keep your readers engaged. Revise and refine. That is what I used to say. You have to revise several times and you have to refine. As you start to write, you may find that your in the initial arrangement doesn't work as well as you thought. Be prepared to revise and refine your chapter arrangement as necessary. Include essential, preliminary, and concluding matter. So don't forget to include a table of content as the start of your book and for non-fiction an index at the end. You might always include a foreword, introduction, acknowledgements, appendices depending on the nature of your book. Remember, the way you arrange the book content can significantly impact the reader's experience. So take the time to get it right. Consider your readers' needs and expectation, the conventions of your genre, and your unique vision of your book. This is all about in perfect sequence, mastering the art of book arrangement.